Hello everybody, as always, I am Gamma, here with Sugar Cube Radio. Today I'll be doing a review on My Little Pony Season 3, Episode 12, Games Ponies Play, and giving it my rating out of 5 stars. So let's hop to it. I'd like to start by pointing out just how clean the animation seemed in this episode. The whole shiny factor of the entire Crystal Empire, all the crystal ponies in the background. The animation just seemed a step above usual, and I really enjoyed that. It's really pleasing to my eyes. And not only was the animation above par on a really general level, but there was a lot of little tricks and gimmicks throughout this episode, and it kind of feels like these animators are just getting better and better, and they're wanting to show that off, which is super awesome. All the little things that happened just made me laugh, made me smile. Not to mention some of the amazing faces made in this episode. I mean, obviously there are amazing faces all throughout this season, and even in the other 2 seasons before, but this episode had some of my favorites to date. Whenever you see a character make an awesomely funny face, you don't always notice it the first time. When I was watching back that last episode, I noticed some of Spike's faces, and it was amazing, and I watched back this episode, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I love these faces, they're so perfect. I also really enjoyed the array of characters in this episode. Not only are Shining Armor and Cadence back, but there's a bunch of new characters like Miss Chicken Butt here and Miss Harshwinnie. But more importantly, all of the main 6 are in the episode and throughout the whole thing. I noticed a lot in this season, there hasn't been a ton of the main 6 focused as a whole group. So it's super nice to see them all back together like they have been in the past. Oh, and I may have missed it the first time, but as plenty of you pointed out, we get to see Rainbow's dad in this episode, which is super cool, just knowing she does have a dad. Killed your fanfic, didn't it? And now I'd like to shift the focus to Twilight, because she's such a cool character to me, and although I wouldn't like to connect myself with any of the ponies too much, I do have the most bonds with her and her personality. Not only is her personality very solid and realistic, but the way she's developed is phenomenal. I mean, I honestly don't think I could name another character in any show ever that has developed along the way as much as Twilight has from where she originally started. She's come a long way without things getting too over the top, and this episode really shows that, especially with the new addition of the calm and collected Twilight, which I love so much. I'm actually very ready for the season finale. Whether she stays as an Alicorn or not, I'm excited for change, because I feel like she's built enough that she deserves something drastic. And taking a step back really quick, I love this scene a lot. When I first saw it was just really relaxing and calming, and apart from the music, I couldn't place why at first, but I figured it's actually Shining Armor. He might be yelling, but something about his character is really relaxing, and he's pretty much the best brother ever, and he's really growing on me. I'm starting to really like him more and more and more as a character. Though he still needs to get a nose line. So overall, my only real grudge with this episode is that the characters are just acting kind of stupid. I mean, back when the episodes were revolved around a lesson in friendship, the characters would always be maybe a bit clueless at first, missing something, and they'd always get it at the end, and it would always make sense, and that's what the lessons in friendship were for. Now, I've said it before, but I don't particularly miss the lessons in friendship because it opens doors for this show to go wherever it wants and doesn't limit it to just the lessons. But it kind of makes me angry how a lot of the plots now are revolving around the character's stupidity. This lady had a chicken butt, cutie mark thing, a thick southern accent, green hair. Did they honestly believe that she was the games inspector? I mean, I don't really buy it. Again, I know this is a show for kids, and I do like her character, but I know that as a collective group, the main 6 should be smarter than that. Especially Twilight. What was she even thinking? Anyways, back to Miss Chicken Butt. I did like her character, actually. I thought she was a bit bland at first, but watching the episode again, I do really like her. And I'm just curious to know more about her, like what's her actual name? I hope we get to figure that out at some point. And I get that she's a farm girl, but her claustrophobia thing, the thing with indoors, is kind of ridiculous, honestly. The way that it gets flicked on and off so easily, how suddenly she's worried and then suddenly she's back to like, oh yay, I'm in a castle. And you might argue with me on that, but even in a farm, unless she just lived outside generally, farms are very small. Farmhouses are smaller than castles for sure, so that was a bit weird, I guess. Anyways, that's all I really have to say about the episode. But these equestrian games better be in the finale after 2 episodes of pretty much build up to it. That would actually be really awesome to have the whole finales center around these games, although it would be 2 specials in the Crystal Empire, but I'm completely fine with that. Anyways, my rating for this episode, I give this 4 stars. I really did enjoy this episode. It was actually one of my favorites of the season, and although I did enjoy Spike's side with the pets a bit more, just because I found it more funny, more entertaining to watch, I'm giving this one 4 stars as well, just because the animation, as I said, I enjoyed even more. But anyways, once again, I am Gamma here at Sugar Cube Radio. Thanks for watching. Remember to comment, rate, subscribe, and all that jazz. I hope to see you in the next video.